So people usually ask me, right, you're like doing all kinds of evil things, it's devil's work, or do you even believe in God? What if God gets angry? What God are you talking about? And what devil? So you have to understand that I don't believe in God. I have unwavering faith in God's existence. And I have the same way unwavering faith of devil's existence. But the concept that I go by is that God is the source, and that everything is the source, right? You are the source. Everything around you, trees, plants, water, all kinds of creatures, they're also part of the source. Now, I ask you a question. How is it possible that only one thing is not part of the source? So you're telling me that when I say to me God and devil are one, how are you going to prove to me that they're not one? Do you have proof that there is anything in this universe that's not part of the source? So like devil is on his own? Like he could just like separate and go against the source and somehow magically survive it? This is crazy. Then this religious concept of like, just because I'm not religious, right? I actually like places of faith. I don't like the word worship. I go to them and they're really cool to me, right? Because source is everywhere. It's what kind of mindset you go in with, right? There's no division for me because everything is part of the source, right? God, whatever we call it. Now, when you think that devil and God are two different things, right? You separate that. And you are also the source, right? And your body is also part of the source, right? Your mind, soul, body is part of the source, right? And God and devil are the concept of duality, dark and light, right? Physical and non-physical. Now, like, you think of a devil as the God's messenger, a manifestation of, like, Hermes, like Mercury, or like, he doesn't like to be called that, but anyway, like, for example, right? A form that moves and encompasses all of the energy of the source. How can that be bad? Trickster's never bad. Trickster's just a good teacher. Now, if you're part of the source, right, and if those things are two, like, dualities, right? A positive and negative, dark and light, right? Plus and minus. Now, if you're part of the source, that unity of positive, negative, dark, and light is naturally housed inside of your meat bag of flesh, right? That we are in right now. Now, living in a society that teaches you that God is outside of yourself, right? And the devil is outside of yourself, then what happens is that you develop fear. Because after a while, you forget that those two as one, right? The source, the God, belongs inside of you. Now, never forget one thing, that the house, abandoned for too long, becomes haunted. So then you develop fear of the source, the God, right, as the devil's manifestation, put outside of you. And the haunting sensation, the fear, is you having the source outside of yourself for too long, you forget what it is and where it belongs. So the fear that you experience is actually the source, the God in itself, and the devil in itself. This positive and negative as one, duality is always one, two are always one, trying to get back home. But you don't realize who it is trying to get home, so you don't let them in, because you can't recognize them anymore, because you have them outside of you for so long that you think someone's trespassing and attacking. But they're trying to go back home. So if devil and God is outside of you, who the fuck is home? Is anybody home? So don't come to me telling me I've got no faith and I'm ungodly. I am unwavering faith in whatever you call God in itself. I am that. So go do your work, open the door, let them in.